G'day all, welcome back to the channel. We're back on the internet together again today. The first video of 2026. Happy New Year to everybody who watches my videos. Today's video, machete attacks during New Year's Eve. Good old Melbourne does not disappoint. Then we're going to follow on to the back half. We're going to talk about the absolute dumpster fire that is Victoria's economy. And there's more taxes coming for you. All you Melburnians, Victorians out there, more taxes are coming. So let's jump in some positive news stories for today.
Melbourne's New Year's celebrations have been savaged by an unforgivable machete attack on Lygon Street. Two innocent young men suffered critical injuries when they were stabbed at random by a gang out for blood.
Look at this stuff. It's just like standard now. And it's all, once again, usual suspects. You can already tell. Whatever happened, if people have a beef and there's some online gang stuff, I don't know what causes people to go, you know what, I'm going to take a massive knife, essentially, a sword, and I'm going to hit somebody with it. Whatever happened to just have a bit of a punch up, a bit of a punch on, and you move on with life. No, let's just end someone over most of the time completely trivial stuff. And doing it on New Year's, and doing it just after we've had, that horrible incident in Sydney. Joint's cooked.
Minutes to midnight. Machete madness unfolds on Lygon Street. Armed with knives and machetes, a gang of
Look at this. This is Victoria. This is... I don't know what to say. We're living in the third world now. Like, look at this. Look at what's happening. This is Lygon Street. This is the Italian hub. This is a tourist destination. This is a foodie destination here in Melbourne. And you got people on New Year's Eve brandishing this stuff, doing this. I just can't get past it. I've made a lot of videos on this sort of thing. People think it's a flash in the pan. It just gets worse. And this is how a lot of these people from certain cultures, this is how they deal with conflict. They don't have a discussion about it. They don't even... I'll think about back in the day. Yes, I know people from all cultures do dumb things. But back in the day, you have a punch-up, scheduled punch-up. You meet down the local park. A few punches are thrown. See you later. Someone gets a black eye, broken nose, something like that. See you later. Move on. No, this is just... Got a beef? I'm gonna maim you. I'm gonna take a limb off, at the very least, or I'm gonna kill you. Crazy.
Hooded and masked thugs ambushes two men outside busy restaurants in Carlton, just metres from families preparing to ring in the new year.
The boys that were bellied up and done the stabbing, they were out to get someone. Shame on you, boys. That's disgusting. If you're man enough, talk it out.
The two victims, a 20-year-old from Heidelberg West in Melbourne's northeast and an 18-year-old from New South Wales.
One of my sister-in-laws, she took control of the scene and told everyone to move away and put pressure.
Yeah, talk it out. Yeah, let's just have a chat. Yeah, no, they don't do that. As I said, these people have no part in this society, in my opinion. Absolutely not welcome in this country. Get out. Like, straight up get out. If somebody has in their mind the ability to make the decision to say, I'm going to take this sword, I'm going to take this knife, and I'm going to hit somebody with that, there's something wrong with you. You're just not fit to be a part of this society. First world countries, you should not be. Call me racist all you want. This is just ridiculous.
Pressure on his wound, and she really saved the day.
Two males had been stabbed in the chest. We transported two patients to Royal Melbourne Hospital in a critical condition.
Victoria's controversial machete amnesty ended on November 30. Anyone caught with a weapon now...
these guys, you know what? They must have missed that notification. Oh, yeah. They've missed... there mustn't have been a machete bin close enough to them for them to hand it in. Well, what an absolute joke. It's a joke of the world. Yes, everyone, let's all line up in an orderly fashion and deposit our machetes so that we don't hit each other with it. You think the people doing that are the people that are using them for fighting?
faces 2 years in jail.
This government has failed when it comes to community safety. They said they would take machetes off the streets. They have failed.
There have been record number of seizures, record number of machetes handed in. There are less knives on our streets thanks to our amnesty around that.
Detectives are yet to track down the attackers and are investigating if they knew their victims.
If you carry any edged weapon without any exemption whatsoever, you're going down 3 paths. You're either going to jail, you're going to hospital, or you're going to the cemetery. It's as simple as that.
Let's cross live now to Ainsley Kosh at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. Ainsley, you have an update for us on the conditions of the victims.
Yes, Laura, both victims are being treated here and we've been told they're now in a stable condition. The attackers are still on the run tonight. Police believe they may have fled the scene in multiple vehicles. They want anyone with information or anyone who may have been in the area with dash cam to come forward. Police are vowing not to give up until they find that group responsible. Laura.
Group responsible. Anyway, I'm not going to say any more about it. This is an uplifting video, first one of the year, guys. This is what we get. People say, "Gee, man, why don't you put some more uplifting content on your channel and spread the love?" I would love to do that. I tell you what, I'd love to. But this is what's all over the news all the time, and I know that the news is created in a way that fosters negative information because people click on that more than positive. However, what is good? What is good that's happening in Victoria at the very least, let alone the entire country? It's gone to the dogs. Absolute dogs. Guys, halfway through, if you're enjoying the content, consider subbing to the channel. If you want to support the channel further, there's the Patreon link to the video description and pinned comment. You can also, while I am demonetized, if you want to support the channel and my work, there's the PayPal link as well, for those of you who want to do that. For those of you who want to do none of those things, once again, let's get into the second half of the show.
2026 is a big year for Victorians because this is an election year for them. They don't get to vote until November, but you can bet your boot.
Oh, I tell you what, and I've already stopped him because I'm ranting today. He'll get in again. Alan will get in. Labor will get in. People just suckers for punishment. They'll bring in all these temporary cost of living measures or promises. Then nothing will happen. Rinse and repeat.
That Labor Premier Jacinta Allen and the Victorian Coalition's new leader Jess Wilson have started campaigning from January 1. It will be a big election with national implications, and we will cover every move and every counter move here on Sky News. To preview what we can expect as the shadow of facing the voters looms closer, I'm joined by Sky News contributor Carolee Katsimbarnis and broadcaster and producer of the hit podcast The Boy in the Gold Mine, Dee Dee Dunleavy. Welcome to both of you. Let's start off with taxes, because Victorians from today, from January 1st, are facing 21 new or increased taxes.
What an absolute joke. We don't need these two panellists here because I'm going to go fly off the absolute handle at this. 21 new taxes. Victoria is completely broke and it is in that much debt. It is just completely... I can't see how they're going to get out of it. I know what they're trying to do, which is tax just about anybody who has any money. Essentially, you think about you got a bunch of, maybe a few coins in your pocket. You might have $1.50 in small coins, and Jacinta Allen picks you up by your ankles and turns you upside down and shakes you, and all your money goes on the ground or it goes into a bucket. She goes, "Thank you very much." That's essentially what's happening here. 21 new taxes. Same as this cigarette stuff that is absolutely rife here in Melbourne. I'm a Melbourne boy. Only very recently walked down my local shops. 2 of the shops, not 1, 2 have been firebombed. And surrounding businesses impacted because the government's created a thriving black market for cigarettes. Why? Because they keep taxing smokers out of the backside. And what do with runaway crime, organised crime? They raise the taxes even more. They don't drop the taxes to basically kill it overnight. No, let's just raise the taxes even more. Well, a good idea, pat on the back, go get a beer, fellas. Well done. 21 new taxes. Things that really get me going is talking about tax, just getting stitched up with tax. In my honest opinion, all these extra taxes are theft theft on the working person, theft on the middle class. It is complete and utter wealth transfer to the government. You're living in a socialist state. Victoria's socialist. People will say, it's good, we need it, we have infrastructure, we got this and that and the other. Yeah, to an extent. But all it is revenue raising, and they're finding new ways and revenue streams to do so. And the thing is, even if the new taxes don't specifically hit consumers directly, i.e. the average punter on the ground, you bet your bottom dollar that these companies that they're going to be taxing, they're going to pass it on to you. And what does that do? That then pushes up inflation. And what does that do? That pushes up interest rates. So you just cop it. There you go. That's my opening rant.
Charges that have kicked in, transport fares, tolls, steep CBD parking fines, and a weird thing, which are vacant land taxes. Now, it's all got to drive up cost of living. I mean, at a time when cost of living is doing badly, this won't help. Carolee, are Victorians falling steeply out of love with this Labor Party?
Falling out of love? They weren't even elected in. She was just given the reins because Andrews buggered off because he knew he was going to get stitched up. People have voted him in. They should be thrown out on the street. Thrown out on the street. Think about your life the last few years. It has not gotten better. Won't be easy under Albanese and then under the sidekick Jacinta Allen here in Victoria. Think about your quality of life. Think about how far your money is taking you. Overall stress levels. Optimism for the future. Taking a huge hit. And don't even get me started on pandemic response. Getting elected in, they should be locked up.
Well, I do hate to say that you said that this is the election year. 3 years ago, Victorians actually voted for this. So I hope that their New Year resolution is come November, that they're wanting change, and Jess Wilson and the Coalition will actually provide that opportunity.
Because the average punter who goes to the polls will have a very short memories. They're not going to remember all the things that have happened over the last few years. Albo said he's going to bring houses down, or prices of housing, or Jacinta Allen's, they're doing this and that and the other, all these little sweeteners, little sugar hits that they're going to bring out and roll out. And they're going to go and vote for him. Because they care for the people, they care about the cost of living, they care about you as Victorians. I don't give a stuff. 21 new taxes, there you go. There you go.
Moment, Victoria's state debt is $156 billion. And within a couple of years, it's tipped to go to $187 billion. They're astronomical numbers. And to break that down, Victorian taxpayers are repaying $1 million a day in interest.
Look at this, buddy cosplaying. What sort of government is this? Hey, everyone, we're going to wear our little hard hats. Yeah, we're doing so much work. You've done nothing.
Payments.
So good old DEI hires. That's what this is.
$1 an hour, I should say, but $24 million.
If anyone stuffs up that much, I know I'm ranting here. I don't care about the article or the news article. I'm just laying in. Laying in. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video on this channel because I didn't want to talk about all that negative stuff going on with that horrible incident. But we're back. I'm laying the boot in. Complete DEI hire. Think about this. What business, small to large, can have a leader that impacts it so negatively and still gets in and still has a job? $180 billion of debt, they're saying. 125 currently. Guess who's paying for that? Us. Makes you not have much hope for this country, specifically living here in Victoria. I understand why people are getting out of the joint. You've got DEI hires running the joint.
A day. I just want to say that to you again, Kel, and for the listeners. $1 million an hour, and that's $24 million a day. And this will just keep rising. It's a current state government that is just addicted to debt and to spending and to projects that just go nowhere. You know, there's a toy train that's being built as part of a loop, which is just going nowhere. And it's not a good crown for Victoria to wear, to be the highest taxing state government in the country. So, as you say, it is election year and Victorians have got a choice to make. And let's hope...
And they'll vote him back in because she's a woman. Because she's a wokey, and there's way too many wokies in Victoria and in New Los Angeles. Oh no, she did such a good job and she put the machete bins in. Get stuffed.
Hope that they choose the right choice.
Well, Dee Dee, the vacant land tax, which sounds weird to me, is meant, I think, to make more land available for homeowners. But with new taxes coming on, new costs coming on, is anything going to happen to make affordability and housing supply any better?
No.
No, I don't think it is. And, you know, many people are already on their knees trying to afford daily life. And some of these new taxes include Mikey fares going up. As you mentioned, the parking, the tax on congestion tax on parking up 73% in the CBD for money to be spent on bicycle lanes and pedestrian crossings. These are essential. CityLink fees going up. These are things that everyday people need to use the roads, to park their car. And it's just going to add to the burden on people who...
It's a burden on people, but you think about all the freight logistics that happens. These companies that are driving through using these tolls every day, they jack those up. Guess what? You guys, and me too, down the local supermarket, you're paying more. Well, you think Coles and Woolworths are going to wear that? Or that those suppliers are going to wear that? No, we wear it. We're paying it.
We're already struggling to afford to pay their day-to-day expenses. The obvious thing would have been, you know, Carolee just alluded to the toy train, the suburban rail link, $32 billion. The obvious thing would have been to scrap that, but such is the ineptness of this Labor government that they've already had the contract signed. And so to try and back out of that now is going to be almost prohibitively expensive. So we're backed into a corner. It's just a giant mess. It's hard to see our way through at the moment.
Well, looking at the two leaders and what their pitches will be, Jess Wilson is pitching a fresh start for 2026, which, after what you've just said, sounds very attractive, focusing on safety and responsible spending. Jacinta Allen is leaning on Labor's record. I'm not sure that that's wise. And she's leaning on that record at a time of, as Carolee said, massive debt and rising crime. Carolee, there was another Machete attack in the city overnight. The crime crisis has got to be an election issue, surely.
No crime crisis here. That's racist if you say anything like that, and you're going to get pinged under the new hate speech laws that they've willed out very quickly. Can't say anything. Oh no, that's racist. That's racist. It's always the same people doing this stuff. Nah, just keep immigration up high. Just keep the floodgates open. Well done. Well done. The state that I grew up in and have really loved up until very recently, the last few years, changed for good and not for the better. Not for the better. Go to the CBD, it's full of homeless people and junkies, and it's full of mentally ill people who have been left behind by society, cost of living pressures, can't afford life, stuck on the streets. Then you got people who are just flouting the law, not giving two stuffs. Retail crime, car thefts, carjackings, whatever you want to call it, home invasions, machete attacks, up an astonishing amount. Cost of living, going to get worse. You think, how could it possibly get worse? We got more taxes coming in. Property prices, they're not going down. They can't even do anything to make it more attractive for people to want to develop properties. Now, I know people in the property development space, and they get hit with huge taxes in Victoria per dwelling. How does that make it cheaper? How does it make mass-producing apartment living cheaper? Because that's a solution, isn't it? 10-storey high buildings all through the suburbs, increase supply to meet demand and exceed it, bring price down. Yeah, well, that's not really going to happen because, as I said, the government's got their hand in every property developer's pocket. It's like $10,000 or $11,000 for every apartment that they build, like flat fee they have to give to the government. What? There you go. Anyway, I'm ranting today. That's why you're here. But I might leave it at that. We're around about 20 minutes and I'm just flying off the handle. I'll be here for 2 hours today. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Once again, if you want to support the channel, there's the Patreon linked in the video description and pinned comment. Consider subscribing. I will start upping the upload frequency on this channel. We should be back monetized in about a month or so. So I'll start pumping out more content leading up to that. But thanks to all of you who have made it to the end. Let me know in the comments. Did you make it? What are your thoughts? Am I ranting? Am I carrying on? Am I screaming at clouds? You tell me. See you in the next one.